Welcome into EndZone. Week 12 playoff action all across the board. We got Starkville Academy taking on Simpson Academy. Starkville Yellow Jackets looking to repeat against South Haven. That path continues. And Tupelo taking on DeSoto Central on a revenge tour.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show is brought to you by Jax, Carl Hogan Toyota, Wade Incorporated, Southern Housing, and Clark Beverage Group.
Welcome into EndZone. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Cam Dyer, joined by Gracie Barr. We had another great night of high school football. Like I said, playoff action all the way around. And Grace, I mean, it was super exciting.
Yeah, first we have to start off by thanking our sponsors. Jax, they're keeping us through the night. They're keeping us, we're hungry people. And they help us not stay hungry on these really long Friday nights. Just big shout out to them. Thank you for all you do for WCBI.
Yeah, absolutely. And to our game of the week, we have a semifinal matchup in MAIS 5A, Starkville Academy taking on Simpson.
And you know what semifinals means? Winner punches their ticket.
Yeah, to the state championship down in Jackson. I mean, it was really exciting, and this was going to be a telling game for Starkville Academy to see if they could really stop a ground and pound, kind of ball possession oriented team like Simpson Academy. It's no secret. They love to run the football, and that's the complete juxtaposition to last week when they played Leak Academy, who threw it around 66 times. So a great game of the week, so let's get right out to it.
WCBI's High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota in Columbus.
First things first, thank you to Carl Hogan Toyota for getting us there in style, safe and sound. This is a Corolla Cross, and I know what you're thinking, Cam. It doesn't look like you shot that. Well, you would be right. This job, sometimes we rely on technology. Well, all the time we're relying on technology.
Yeah, pretty much every day.
And sometimes it lets you down, and that's what happened. So we unfortunately had a corrupt SD card, did not have great footage. But let's get to the Starkville Academy team. They've won 9 games for the first time since 2019 this season, looking to make it 10 against Simpson Academy. But Simpson, they went up 12-0 quick in the first half, and that was the score at the end of the first half, and really they go on to win it 26-7. But let's not let that distract us from a great season from Chase Nicholson's crew out there at Starkville Academy.
Lots to be proud of.
Congrats to them on their semifinal appearance.
Staying in Starkville, where I did have video this time.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Starkville looking to repeat again. Their defense, as they host South Haven, comes up big time. Jalen Ruffin on 4th down, big hit, turning it over on downs. Now the Jackets going for it on 4th down. Trey Petty steps up, fires it over the middle, finds none other than Stonka Burnside, and he hits the CJ Stroud celebration for you, Cam. I know you love that.
Man, he just jumped up. That's my favorite celebration of the year. I'm just going to say it. CJ's my guy. And he looks like CJ Stroud out there slinging it around.
Yeah, and then here we have 7A Mr. Football, Trey Petty finding Jaden Turnipseed, making it 14-0. Starkville back with the ball after South Haven muffs the kick. Trey Petty, he's sharing the love tonight. Finds Isaiah Witherspoon this time. 3rd touchdown of the game in the 2nd quarter already. And the Jackets get the win 44-0. They're moving on in the playoffs.
I gotta tell you, I love the way Trey Petty moves in the pocket. He looks
I'm
like
sure Brett Bielema loves it too.
He looks like a D1 player, which, well, he is. Out to Tupelo, where they've got plenty of D1 players themselves. Up 20-7, and Quay Middlebrooks has a nice little run up the middle. Then Jeremiah Harrell hits Braylon Matthews. And man, this Tupelo team is tough. It takes multiple guys to tackle him.
There's
Gets
a
his
helmet
knocked off. That's like the iconic Jason Witten play, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Then Harrell handoff to Jaden Hills, who again bulls his way inside the 10. They are just a tough bunch up there. Harrell scrambles and finds Tyreek Darden for the TD. That's a lot like last week we had.
I know, deja vu.
Deja vu, another Tupelo win. They take down DeSoto Central 34-14.
Making it look easy.
And man, this one was not easy. An overtime thriller. Oxford knocks off Germantown 47-44 in an instant classic, man. And I hope you had the over. What would that be? 90 and a half.
Sure.
Absolutely. So, you know what that means? We've got what used to be a district matchup Now Starkville taking on Oxford next week
That's going to be exciting.
in the north half. It should be a great one. And then on the other side,
Staying in the
Tupelo
north half.
taking on the winner of Madison Central and Lewisburg. If we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if the Golden Wave are able to pull it off, they will play the winner. That's Starkville, Oxford.
We got 3 out of 4 teams in the north half representing. We love it.
They're good. All right, let's get out to some more action.
Yes, Saltillo at Warren Central. Warren Central, Eric Collins Jr. He takes it in himself for 6. That'll put them up. Saltillo, Lakeith Freeman to Kobe Owens. Gets the pass, takes it for a nice gain until he's brought down. And then Freeman back to pass again. But he is picked off by Warren Central's Julian Demby. They take over. Nash Morgan sends it to Zach Evans.
Wait, what?
Deep, I know, not the Ole Miss, Texas Zach Evans that you know and love. This is a Warren Central Zach Evans who just did a nasty thing to Saltillo.
That was not good. Not good.
And then there's another Warren Central touchdown, a lot of them tonight. They end up beating Saltillo, ending their season 46-19. Congrats to Saltillo on a great season.
Sorry, Bert. All right, coming up, you don't want to go anywhere. West Point looking to keep their playoff hopes alive against Gentry. Lafayette taking on Canton. Can that Lafayette defense come up big once again? And Louisville, all they do is win. Could they keep it up against New Albany? Find out when we come back. Welcome back to EndZone. Let's get to some 5A action. West Point taking on Gentry. And Grace, I'll give you one guess what this highlight is.
Let me guess. Cannon Daniels.
You're very
What do I
good.
win?
So, yeah, well, not much, sorry. But nice little 10-yard run. And then he breaks one loose even more this time. A 40-yard gain before finally being dragged down. I mean, this kid, he's just special. There's a reason he's 5A, Mr. Football. But they can also throw it when they need to. Quintarian Tillman Evans finds Mac McGee for a 10-yard touchdown. And this offense, West Point, sometimes we think about their defense and their run game, but it feels like as we're getting deeper into the season, they're a more and more complete team, and they're firing on all cylinders when they need to. Look at this defense. That's what we call a coverage sack. No one open for the longest time, and the defensive line finally gets home.
No mercy.
A few plays later, man, just nowhere to run. West Point playing, again, just a very complete football game. Cannon Daniels grinds out a nice big 5-yard run, and, well, they had more than enough. They knock off Gentry 54-8.
That's a big time win. Lafayette at Canton. And Commodores coach is former Madison Central and Brookhaven Academy coach Anthony Hart in his first year back with Lafayette. The Tigers coming out swinging.
That was a pretty sick little hezzy move, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not for our Commodores, but we can appreciate it. Lafayette gets the stands, but they knock through a field goal to make it 3-0.
Hey, if you can hold teams to 3 instead of 7,
You'll take it. That's that
you'll
defense.
take it. That's the defense.
Cameron Pritchard finding the hole, running hard. All game team would score on the drive.
He's old school. No gloves, no arm sleeves, nothing? Goodness gracious.
Lafayette, that defense really showed up. Not a lot of points scored in this one, but they scored 4 more. That's what matters the most. Lafayette wins 14-10. Now let's get a look at our 5A brackets. Lafayette moving on. They're going to be playing Clarksdale and West Point chugging on, and they're going to play Holmes County in the next round of the playoffs.
All right, now let's get out to Louisville looking for their 12th state title. Second quarter, Louisville ahead 14-0, and Xavier Hunt finds Cameron Triplett across the middle. He's got a nice catch and run into the end zone for a 35-yard TD. New Albany trying to respond. Braden Shettles gets the snap. He's in trouble, and he's sacked in the backfield. Man, this Louisville team, they come out every single week firing on all cylinders. Shout out to Tyrone Shorter there because he really gets his guys ready to play. But they give up a 20-yard catch to Dedrick Robinson across the middle. So the Bulldogs are attempting a field goal right before half, but it's no good. The Wildcats led 20-0 at half, and guess what?
Is hard, man.
They did not give up a single point, the sign of a great defense.
Power Cat
37-0
defense, man.
knocking off New Albany.
Let's get to some more scores in here. Caledonia, 3-point win over Newton County. Look at them go, 24-27.
A 4 seed in the playoffs, moving on to the third round.
impressive. But now we have the opposite of this. Amory falling to West Lauderdale. West Lauderdale getting the upset. Tough way for the Panthers to go out, but great season overall. And Houston getting a 1-point win over Senatobia. We've been shouting out the Mr. Footballs. We got to shout out the 4A Mr. Football, Will Eccles of the Hilltoppers.
Absolutely. So what does this mean for us as we go into next week?
Well, we got an all-area matchup.
There it is. Louisville taking on Caledonia. These two teams played earlier in the year, and it was all Louisville, but these Caledonia teams, once they get to the playoffs, I'm just telling you, something clicks for them, and they're a different animal. Should be a good one. And on the other side, Houston, we could have had a Dampier Bowl.
I know, I'm still sad about it.
Which would have been a blast, but instead, the Hilltoppers are going to try to knock off West Lauderdale. All right, keeping it going to Choctaw County, taking on Amanda Elsie.
Yes, early on for Choctaw County. Third down, KJ Cork finds who else but Caleb Cunningham across the middle. Nice catch. He's got room. Huge gain, 51 yards.
Yeah, that's kind of like the Kana Daniels thing with West Point. It's Choctaw County. You're going to get some Caleb Cunningham.
That drive stalls out, though, so it's Amanda Elsie's turn. Third down, and Javarian Glover gets the snap in trouble, and he's sacked in the backfield by that tough Chargers defense. Chargers back on offense. Jeremiah Miller gets the handoff. He's got a big hole. 39-yard run down the field. He's inside the 25. Later on, Cork back to pass, looks for the fade route, and look at that catch by none other than Caleb Cunningham. Again, 25-yard catch for the touchdown. Extra points good. Chargers up 7-0
the kids
after the
call
first
that
quarter.
one a head tap.
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
Well, I got bad news.
Oh, no.
Amanda Elsie wins that one, upsetting the Choctaw County Chargers 38-32.
But it's not all bad news for our 3A teams.
No.
Winona knocks off North Panola 49-20. That's one of the squads that you pinpointed from day one that they could be a threat in 3A, and I think you're right.
Yeah, was it the fact that they're undefeated? Is that what tells you?
It's a pretty good indicator. And another big win for Jimmy Young's squad.
Maybe
at
one we wouldn't have
Warrenville.
predicted.
Not at all. They hadn't won in over a year last year. They go bump down to 3A, and boom, they're moving on to the third round,
That's
knocking
crazy.
off Humphreys County 27-20. Congrats to our troopers. And East Webster knocks off Kossu 32-10. Something. And so.
You can't forget about the South. I know this is new. Noxubee County's in the south part of 3A now. We can't forget about them.
I was confused for a little bit. They beat the Rockachaws, one of the weirdest mascots in all of the state, 49-14. Sorry to editorialize a little bit there. So what does this mean for our brackets? The 3A north side, East Webster taking on Winona. It's going to be an uphill battle for the Wolverines. Like we said, Winona's undefeated, but we're set for a great matchup. But that's kind of every matchup's now good.
Right.
Mooreville taking on Amanda Elsie, seeing if they can keep this kind of Cinderella run alive. And then let's head to the south, like we said. Noxubee County taking on Jefferson Davis. They have lots of long bus rides ahead of them, but if they keep winning, they're fun bus rides.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a great bus ride right now.
All right, when we come back, we have plenty more action. We'll have the update for you for Hamilton. Could they make it to the third round? TCPS took on undefeated Vardaman. Upset alert? Question mark. And Smithville taking on Baldwin. You don't want to miss any of it.
Welcome back into EndZone. Some more scores for you here. Hamilton topping Sebastopol 32-28. Congrats to the Lions. Moving on, Calhoun City just keeping its dominance rolling, taking down Northside 36-6. And let's get a look at these brackets in 2A. Hamilton will be taking on Charleston in the third round of the playoffs.
Our resident Hamilton historian, Jonathan Flippo, has told us that's the first time they're in the third round of the playoffs since 1982.
Wow.
I don't think any of
I
us...
did not give him enough congratulations for that.
I don't think any of us in this building were born at that point.
No. Calhoun City into the third round of the playoffs. I don't know who they are playing yet, but they're there. That's
Stick
what
around.
matters.
Find out next week.
And let's find out some more things that happened tonight. TCPS at Vardaman. Another area matchup. I know you love them, Cam.
They're just fun. Action on both sides, you know. It's the classic, I just want both teams to have fun.
After a TCPS 3-and-out, Brady White hands it off to Xavius Pratt. Gets a 9-yard gain on the first down. After back-to-back penalties, Vardaman is set up from around the 10. Then a 9-yard gain from Ethan Parker sets up a 1-yard touchdown run from.
That might have been a touchdown right there.
Well, guess what? He gets the ball back right here, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
I know you felt bad for him. Maybe he
I felt worse for his fantasy owners.
Yes. Do you have him fantasy?
I did.
Well, Andrew Easley just made the stop there after that short pass to Wyatt Wheeler. Following drive started the second quarter. Xavier Pratt takes it in for the score. Vardaman up 13-0. Vardaman getting a big-time win over TCPS 42-14.
Staying undefeated, that team has something
I know you
special.
love your Rams.
All right, now out to Baldwin, taking on Smithville, who had an upset in the first round. Can they keep it going? Bearcats grinding it out on this run. Terrell Robinson picks up a nice little gain. Then a few plays later, Derlin Watson breaks one to the outside and scampers on in for the 7-0 lead. Baldwin is up. Seminoles looking to respond. Chandler Brunetti hits Connor Dabbs with the pass, but the Baldwin defense was just too strong. They were unable to cash in with any points. So the Bearcats get the ball back, and they're back in business. Dylan Johnson hits Haston Nelson with a nice catch, 14-0 lead, and they went on to win it, 45-0 over Smithville. So what's that mean for us? Well, first of all, don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, don't forget about Okolona.
That's right. Biggersville knocks off Okolona 49-0. And West Lowndes, kind of an upstart team in the playoffs. We'd love to see it. Lots of surprises tonight. Knocking off Potts Camp 24-15.
Now let's look at it.
So, what's that mean in the big picture? I got ahead of myself. West Lowndes having a matchup with Biggersville. Could be an uphill battle, but again, these Panthers and Anthony King squad, they're not going to be intimidated by any team. And on the other side, Baldwin taking on Vardaman, setting up a quarterfinal matchup between those two. Should be a good one. And we'll have more from West Alabama and private schools when we come back. Welcome back into EndZone. Bowling Green knocked off Winston Academy 42-13. Lee Academy loses a thriller to Calhoun Academy 54-52. So what's that mean? We've got a state championship matchup between Calhoun Academy and Sharkey Issaquena. That'll be played at 3 p.m. Thursday down in Jackson Academy.
And let's get over to West Alabama. Gordo hosting the Phil Campbell Bobcats.
It's a great run-out sign. It's huge, had a bunch of designs. That's a lot of fun. Shout out to the pep rally.
They win the coin toss. They elect to receive, and that proves to be a fantastic choice right away. Opening kickoff, exactly what you think happened. Ethan Wilder, 80 yards to the house. This kid, he's going to be in our top 5 plays again. I'm calling it. First Gordo offensive drive, tie game. Jace Neal drops back, and he immediately finds Chris Javian Lark outrunning his defender for an easy 55-yard touchdown.
We might see the green wave twice.
Yeah, we might see
We might do that in our top
And
5.
they're just dominant on defense as well. Gordo getting a big-time win, 56-6 over Phil Campbell. Keep moving in the playoffs.
All right, so that means Gordo is going to take on Geraldine in the next round of the playoffs. Now, keeping it moving, let's get out to Sulligent, taking on Hatton in the first round of the playoffs. On the very first play from scrimmage, the Blue Devil defense comes to play, forces a fumble, and Brooks Bozeman falls on it to hand the ball right over to the offense. And shout out Connor there. It's his birthday today. He wanted a birthday shout out
Connor.
on EndZone, and that's
go.
what we're giving him. I didn't forget, and Andrew Lowe doesn't forget how to score touchdowns. Makes one cut, hits the hole, strolls in untouched, take an 8-zip lead. Hatton march down the field. They go for it on 4th and 5, and that was a bad idea. Hagan Gann snatches it before, and we have a while to talk about this. So, man, just an exciting time as he runs down 93 yards. It seemed like it was all Sulligent. Right before the half, Hatton makes it a little bit interesting with the touchdown, but the second half, Sulligent pulls away, 42-12. So that sets up a matchup between Sulligent and Locust Fort in the next round of the playoffs.
Quickly getting to the South Lamar highlights. They're hosting the Meek Tigers. Meek running back Cameron Deaver had a great game tonight. Starts off with a huge rushing play, 20-yard line, and then the next play, Evan McKay finds Jarrett Benson for the first touchdown of the game. 2-point conversion from Deaver is good, but Meek's defense cost turnovers for South Lamar. And we don't have a ton of South Lamar highlights in the beginning of this, but I promise you South Lamar came up out on top 32-14.
Congrats to the Stallions, a big win for them. Now, a few more West Alabama scores. This one has to be EndZone scoregami. 64-55, Tanner knocks off Lamar County. Aliceville falls to Lexington 54-28. And Pickens County moves on. They're looking for another state championship appearance, beating Addison 32-20. And we'll have our winners from the night when we come back. Welcome back to EndZone. Grace, who's your winner of the night?
It's got to be Oxford. Big time win in overtime.
And Hamilton, man, 1982, making history. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show is brought to you by Jax, Carl Hogan Toyota, Wade Incorporated, Southern Housing, and Clark Beverage Group.